promised land? This is the promised land. But why are we running leaving the promised land? This is the promised land. God has promised us this land. But why are we running leaving the land? Why are we running? Why are we running leaving the promised land? So God has promised us this land. But why are we running leaving the promised land? Promise you. Promise you. This is your land. But why are we running leaving the promised land? Why are we running leaving the promised land? You know what? Even me, I'm running leaving the promised land. I'm gone.
No. People in Israel are now fighting at gas stations because there's simply no gas left. Long lines have turned into chaos. People are shouting, pushing, some even throwing punches just to get a few liters of fuel. It's like something out of a disaster movie, but this is real life. Ever since Iran launched those ballistic missiles, things have gotten worse by the hour. Parts of northern Israel were hit hard. Buildings have collapsed, cars destroyed, homes reduced to rubble. In cities like Tel Aviv and Haifa, sirens keep going off and families are living in fear, hiding in underground bunkers with little food or water. The government says they're trying to restore order, but people are angry. Many blame Netanyahu for dragging the country into this war. While regular people are suffering, he's reportedly in a secure bunker, far from the chaos on the streets. Gas stations are empty, shelves in stores are clearing out. People are rushing to get essentials, but coming back with nothing. Even basic medicines are running low.
System is fucked. It's fucked. When I tell you that I've seen mothers in their cars sleeping with their kids, I don't want to hear that shit. Hotels are booked, motels are booked, homeless shelters are booked. What the jobs are not responding or hiring. Everybody trying to make a way and ain't no way to make. Like, the shelters are booked. You call them for resources, they tell you, well, this is the only way to even get help by going through the shelter, but we're booked. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm doing everything I fucking can, and it seems like I'm just getting the back end of the stick. And it's not even like it's just me. It's a lot of people going through this.
Go. Retrieve my sheep.
Do y'all see how many young people are living in their cars?
Yes, I did see all these people living in their cars. And back in 2019, the statistics showed that 140,000 people were living in their car. But I assume now it's probably double.
I've been living in my car for over 70 days now, and I'm in a pickle. I ran out of food. I don't have any gas, so I'm kind of stranded in a parking lot. I've been here for around 4 days now, and I'm a little stressed, but I'm still making it work somehow. I'm trying everything in my character to just not go on the side of the road and beg for money.
And because of the out of control inflation that we're having in our country right now, and rent prices being over $1,500 a month, I have been outpriced at the rental market, and I live here in my car full time.
Hey, I'm homeless. I live in my car.
I've lived in my car for 11 and a half months, and today is the day that my car broke down.
Okay, so I am homeless. So let's talk about how I lived in my car for 6 months.
I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, y'all. I have no more money for a room. And this is my kid's room. The power is out. The gas is out. We can't cook. This freaking window is busted open. Like, every time it rains, it gets worse and worse. The ceiling just keeps falling in. I don't know what to do.
Then go home. No, not in America. America, you literally go to work, go home. Go to work, go home. Go to work, go home, go to bed. Go to work, go home, go to bed.
Currently, the cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a one-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food. You only cook at home. You never, ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make 75 grand a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, Don's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
We just moved here to North Carolina, and I think we have a problem.
All right, family, I'm gonna need your help. Y'all gotta see this.
Somebody torched our welcome mat and painted this side of the house too. This is getting crazy. It's quite literally everywhere on the property. I'm afraid for my kids, TikTok.
Go. Retrieve my sheep.
How are y'all getting rich? Like, oh my God! Can y'all put a bitch on? Like, tell me what I need to do. I need some fucking money. Work, 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 work. That's all I do. Like, put a bitch on. Put a bitch on. Stop being stingy. These cereal pays. Bitch, give me some money. Give me some money.
Iranian lawmakers chanting death to America.
It was this huge drone, you know, up flying in the middle of nowhere, dropping off thousands of these. I have no idea what it says. Death to America. What? Death to America.
At hand. Focus all your attention on the Christ.
This just in. Authorities have detained Israelite preachers across 5 states. These black Hebrew radicals are accused of distributing unlicensed scripture and the gospel.
Repeat, Tehran has launched nuclear strikes against Zionist settlements. We believe this is the beginning of World War III.
We are out of here!
Reporting live, tensions have reached a breaking point in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, and we've just received confirmation of a new. Our apologies for the interruption. We're experiencing unprecedented interference. Let's cut straight to the battlefield.
We are mobilizing to scatter the new threat. Move, move, move!
Command! He has made landfall. Repeat, he has made landfall.
Go. Retrieve my sheep.
Focus on the threat at hand. Focus all your attention on the Christ.
Those Israelites were right the whole time.
There seems to be only one man left standing in the valley of Jehoshaphat, Jesus Christ, the Black Messiah.
Well, guys, it's very, very possible that we could be going to war with Iran.
You guys don't realize it, but the beginning of the end for the United States is taking place.
Go. Retrieve my sheep.
All right, guys, so we have here Israelites marching in Africa, Israelites marching in America with swords and guns. Then you got people making videos of Christ coming back, and he has all these UFO ships behind him saying, "Come get my people," giving the impression that black people in America, the Israelites, need to wait for armada of UFO ships to come into the skies, and that's our saving moment, that the Most High is sent UFO ships and aliens to beam us up out of our houses and our communities and cities in America, because we're the Israelites, and the Israelites teach this fantasy that these UFO ships are the chariots of God, when it says that King Solomon and King David had hundreds, if not thousands, of chariots when they were in ancient Israel. So is a chariot a thing that a horse pulls, or now is the Hebrew word for chariot a spaceship? Because I don't see anywhere in the Bible where it says a chariot is a spaceship. We see the word for a horse, we see the word for a chariot, like we typically see in these movies that the Gentiles make. But now these Israelites got us believing wholeheartedly in these fantasies and lies that UFOs are coming to get us, and Christ is going to lead the UFO armada and these motherships to come save us. So guys, I mean, this is the saddest thing in the world that I'm constantly seeing about these Israelite false teachers that can't even tell us who are the Canaanites today. They can't tell us who are the children of Gomer, Magog, Meshach, Tubal, Togarmah, Persia, Cush, and Put in Ezekiel 38. They can't even tell us that. But they're telling us that Esau is the entire white race and the UFOs are coming to save us from America and its destruction. For this reason, people have been reaching out and saying that they're concerned. They want to know how they can leave America. And so this Sunday at 1 o'clock, USA Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a Zoom meeting / webinar on how can we escape America for Africa before any type of war comes to America. Either we're going to do nothing or do something. Maybe you want to ask questions on how can you flee America before it gets really bad for Africa, where it's peace, rest, safety, security, decreased cost of living, decreased stress. Your money goes farther in Africa. Yes, it's all here. But you may want to know, how can I leave America for Africa? Even if it's temporarily, until things cool down in America and you want to return back to Babylon. It's up to you. It's up to you. At the end of the day, you are an adult. If you have children, you're married or not, you have to make the decision whether you're going to stay in America and deal with what's coming, potentially coming, or make a plan to leave while you can still get on a plane and leave out of this country. Because once America's under attack, they could ground all international flights. Yes, they can do that. And you're stuck here now. You're stuck. And you ain't gonna get on no boat and ride out to Africa on no boat, on no cruise boat, or no cargo ship freighter. Then you're not getting on a boat and riding out to Africa. It's not happening. So your best bet is to get on a plane and leave America while you got a chance to get to Africa, if you think that America is in imminent danger of World War III. World War III could pop off in America. Does America have the Iron Dome, the Golden Dome, to defend itself against supersonic missiles and submarines and fighter jets and nuclear weapons, EMP pulse stuff going off to knock out the power grid? Are we ready for that? Are we ready for a homestead movie, 0-day movie, leave the world behind movie scenario in America? No, we're not ready for these kind of things. So you guys, if you need to sign up for this webinar / meeting, email me at HebrewsToNegroes@yahoo.com. I already sent out an email blast list to everybody that I have in my Rolodex. And if you want to register for this Zoom webinar, simply email me at HebrewsToNegroes@yahoo.com. It's up to you. Shalom.
In the Bible, Christ tells us that one of the signs of the end of the world is deception. Distraction is considered by many to be a tool of deception. But what else will happen in the last days? There will be wars and rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, tsunamis, earthquakes, meteors falling to the earth, celestial signs, economic collapses, social decline, violence, the lack of love, food shortages, hunger, hyperinflation, sexual immorality, idolatry, blasphemy, false prophets, false Christs, and the fall of mystery Babylon, which hearkens the fall of the last ruling kingdom on earth. But there is one prophecy that is often overlooked and understudied in the Abrahamic faiths, and that is the prophecy of Gog and Magog, which is directly tied to the Battle of Armageddon, in which God delivers a final judgment to the nations, a part of Gog and Magog's army. The people of Gog and Magog's massive army is recognized in Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. In Islam, Yajuj and Majuj are trapped in a faraway land, but when the day of judgment comes, they will all gather together to conquer the world. In the book of Ezekiel 38 and Revelation 20 in the Holy Bible, it describes how the nations in this massive army of Gog and Magog will leave their homeland to come to the land of the true Israelites, to steal, plunder, and exploit the land and all the resources within it that the true Israelites are in possession of. They will cover the Holy Land of the Israelites like a massive cloud with their people, and at the end they wage war against the Israelites, in which the Most High will destroy them. Knowing all of this, why doesn't the Christian community, Hebrew Israelite community, Jewish community, and Muslim community have any answers about who comprises the nations of Gog and Magog's army today? The book of Genesis records Noah's son Japheth as having 7 sons: Magog, Meshech, Tubal, Gomer, Tiras, Madai, the progenitor of the Medes Persians, and Javan, the progenitor of the Greeks and Romans. Gog and Magog's prophecy in Ezekiel 38 lists 5 of these sons of Japheth as the nations who will come to the true Holy Land of Israel, covering it like a massive cloud. These Japhetic-speaking nations are not the descendants of Greek speakers or Roman Latin speakers, but are nations today speaking other Japhetic languages, such as Celtic, Germanic, Slavic, Turkic, Altaic, and Sino-Tibetan. So why is knowing who the nations of Gog and Magog's army is today so important? Because if we know who these nations are, including which land they are covering right now like a cloud, for the purpose of plundering and exploitation, we will know for the first time in history where is the true Holy Land of God's chosen people, also known as the Land of Canaan. In the new movie, Hebrews to Negroes 3, sound the alarm, Gog and Magog's army versus the Israelites. Find out who is who in this end of days biblical prophecy, and where the true land of the Israelites are. You owe it to yourself to know the truth. Satan's aim is to deceive the whole world, and Yah's aim is for us to receive truth, because the truth will set us free.